Hello everyone. I'm Pratha Kadakya from the Department of Multimedia and Mass Communication as your host for this episode. Before we begin this episode, we'd like to offer our sincere gratitude to our principal, Professor Dr. Maushmi Datta, for giving us the idea to start our own podcast, our vice principal and IQAC coordinator, Dr. Mona Mehta, for helping us to make this podcast come into existence. This podcast is in association with Internal Quality Assurance Cell and hosted by the Department of Multimedia and Mass Communication, the NKC Spotlight. Welcome to NKC Spotlight, where we shine a light on incredible people and programs at our college. Today, I, Prutha Kadakya, your host for this episode, is a very special episode as we have a very special guest with us, a one who plays a vital role on the campus, our dedicated counselor, Ms. Sheetal Gogri. Welcome, ma'am, to this episode.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, you're counseling students and helping them face the problems they have, whether related to their personal life or career. So, my very first question to you is what inspired you to become a counselor?
When I was in school days, my school teachers used to give me motivated sentence and the words being like, you are very good having actually basically a listening skill. And after that, when I joined art stream, I loved my psychology teachers, and then it gave me a spark, even I would like to make my career in psychology, and then gradually like, going in depth about my subject, and no doubt listening skill, understanding the people, and then somehow, helping them to make their own career, make their own path, and be with the self, and always being, for the mental fitness, so that by the day I have joined my career, say like till date, it's every day is inspiring me to go ahead more and more with my career.
So definitely being a counselor is a very vital role on the campus, as you are helping the students, those who are fighting battles, whether in their personal life or related to their career or having any mental issues. So according to you, what are the most common issues people being faced by the people and when they come and approach to the counselor?
In our campus, basically the junior students, they most of the time they approach me for the stress, for the career thing, degree and the masters and all, high amount of anxiety again for the career, and apart from that, the relationship, the rejection, attitude, overcome with their own phobias. So it's not only one thing. Like we do have specific disorder students too. They are under counseling also, they are under psychiatric also. So it's overall everyone, like, they want themselves to be aware about their, what kind of a changes is there in their life and how they can overcome.
Right. So as we have these as the most crucial years of our life, definitely your role is important as you help them in navigating, whether it is their attitude, as you say, so you people have attitude problem, or as you said, any phobia they need to overcome so that they can have a good life ahead. What is that one myth you wish about that people would know more about it, about mental health or being mental well-being?
You know what? After the Bollywood and Hollywood few movies, there is a lot of awareness nowadays about the counseling process. But then too, being an educated, most of the people are now educated, then too they feel that ki, counselor? I'm going to a counselor. It's a slow process most of the time. So understanding, being a slow process also, you are going to attach with yourself, and you are going to heal the thoughts what you have. So the myth, if you're asking me, more awareness is needed, more understanding is needed, and acceptance is needed. It's okay to going and visiting a counselor, basically.
Right, so acceptance that it's all okay to go and visit a counselor, and it is nothing wrong to go and approach them.
Yeah. It's not a dolo. You are having a dolo for your fever, and then you are getting, okay within a one day. It takes time, because sometimes our own irrational thoughts, irrational thinking, the perceptions, what we are carrying throughout the years, it takes time to overcome. But the one and basic thing is acceptance. Yes, it's okay to visit a counselor. It's okay to discuss everything, and it's okay to, take her advice, and whatever she is asking us to, not actually we just give an advice. We ask individual only, to get back to their own answers, to their struggle of their life. But our advice and our vision is, what they are thinking and what we are perceiving for the future thing. So it's basically, they should only, with their own luggage, with their own baggage, they just have to enter in the room and then they are with me.
And then the things are sorted.
Most of the
Slowly,
time.
but they
Most of
get-
the time. Most of the time.
So when we talk about mental health and mental well-being, what are the few small daily steps you would recommend people to take in order so that if they apply that in their lifestyle, their mental health will be much more better?
Good question. Um, for the teenager, my advice will be basically nowadays most of the teenager, they would like to spend their most of the time for the scrolling, and they feel like, suppose they are watching some kind of episode or some reels, they feel like it's also happening with me. So yeah, so if the screen time is less, and apart from that, a kind of a basic exercise, changing in their eating habits, sleeping habits, 10% there are chances the person will be like more about the rational thoughts rather than irrational thoughts. That is number one. Number two, physical exercise. If I'm saying, suppose today your mood is very low, you feel like I'm not able to taking the decision and I want to study, but then too I don't know what should I do. Just walking on your toe or walking on your hill and reverse walking, or maybe with the help of non-dominant hands, doing some activity. Trust me, within a 5 minutes you'll be okay. You feel like, yeah, I can take now decision at least for my study if it is related to study. So this way there are many exercise, like if you don't have to Google it out, you don't have to use the Snapchat and something like that, but it's within you. You just have to look it and then you just have to do that particular thing. Again, you'll back to what you are doing.
So over the years of experience, how do you handle the difficult cases where you see the progress is slow, but the student or whoever the person is very impatient about the progress?
In a year, usually I get 4 or 5 cases where progress, everything is very, very slow. Then, as I said, I'm very patience-full. So then I have to develop more patience for that particular individual. And sometimes we do ask, even if it is a college, so we ask the family also to come and, take a part of this, and then taking the support of individual, family, sometimes the professors too, and then, making that person awareness that this is a little slow process. There are a couple of cases where even I do stuck. Of course, I have to take my seniors' advice, and then we do discuss what next should be done. So it's not key. Most of the time you can sort it out, the cases within 5 or 6 sessions. It might take 20, it might take 30. So number of sessions, it's very difficult to say, and very difficult to predict also. It depends upon the individual own capacity, own acceptance again, and how they are taking the care about their own mental fitness.
The steps they are taking is prescribed by you. So how do you handle such cases where, as I asked, people get very impatient that they want to see the progress and they will say, I came to counselor for that. So how do you handle those kind of situations?
For example, suppose a autism child is come to me. Now he is aware about his disorder, and individual who is suffering from mild depression. Due to this Google and all, they all are aware about, okay, these are the symptoms, even I do have, so I'm suffering from this. But when we speak about daily routine, when we channelize them, you see, this is the area where you have done the progress, and this are the area we are working hard. So again and again repeating what actually we are doing and involving them for the future activity, then they feel satisfaction, then they feel pleasure about themselves and for the process. So it's more about the communication, it's more about, how the things are working, and it's more about the future planning. We do the future planning with a certain individual where we are aware about, like even I am aware about the thing, no, this can be, I can discuss, but there are some cases which we cannot discuss, we have to discuss on the spot. Vesa.
It was indeed a pleasure to have such useful and knowledgeable insights from you, ma'am. Thank you so much, Sheetal ma'am, for being a part of this episode and sharing such useful information. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
This episode was very special as we got to know various interesting facts. Stay tuned for the next episodes as we cannot wait to bring to you such informative and interesting episodes at NKC Spotlight.